been around the world twice, talked to everyone once.
Are you gonna do the whole credo?
No, but I really want to learn it. I know. I really want to learn it.
I know.
What was that day like?
Good,
that day
right?
seemed like it was super cool to film that little.
That was a great day. One, we had a ton of real SEALs in that room. And then it was just a lighter moment.
And it's sort of like, even though the soldiers in Lone Survivor were in that reality of war, they still was having a good time.
Yeah, well, the SEALs, they're like that, man. They got a great sense of humor, a dark sense of humor. They're able to make light of a lot of really heavy things, and that keeps them going, and that protects them.
They have a great brotherhood. What are some of the things you do with your friends to sort of like break the ice and sort of joke around with your boys?
For me, I spent a lot of time in the bush on our dirt bikes and working on cars and things like that. So yeah, shared hobbies is going to the football is another big one. What
was your mind state and to get into those trenches? Because you guys talked to the SEALs and it was super real.
It was, and it was something that was, I mean, obviously this movie is bigger than all of us. I mean, we were quite grounded just being a part of it. Yeah. There's no ulterior motives, none. And it was just like, what can we do to make this what it deserves to be?
I watched a video of Marcus, and he was sort of saying how like people were saying, well, if I was up there, I just would have shot those guys and wouldn't let them down. He was like, well, you're not in battle.
Yeah.
Like, so what do you think about that? Like, do you think that the SEALs have a sort of me against them? I think they're on their own type of...
I think Marcus made a great point by saying that, these guys are the best of the best, and these are the guys that the government and we as a people choose to send to these parts of the world to deal with these types of situations.
Talking to the SEALs, what kind of information were they giving you? What kind of stories were they telling? I know sometimes when they were on set, it was a little bit difficult for them to watch certain scenes. So what kind of stories were you hearing?
Well, luckily for me, because I wasn't one of the 4 guys up on the mountain, I was the mission commander, it was quite relaxed when I was shooting my scenes because there was nothing overly harrowing about the moments.
I was watching a panel with you, Marcus, and Peter.
Cool.
And at one point, Marcus goes, because people say you guys should have shot the Afghans up there. Well, not you guys, but the soldiers should have shot the Afghans.
I get it.
I just would have shot them.
Right.
And then Marcus was like, well, you're
was
not there.
Was it the old lady that
Yeah, he's like, if you guys aren't there, you don't tell us what to do. It's like,
right.
So it's like they're sort of cut from a different cloth.
It's the Monday morning quarterbacks.
Right. What was what was your interactions like with the SEALs when you guys were giving you advice and stuff?
I mean, that happens often. Obviously not goat herders, but those moments where you have, the stakes are literally life and death. I
was on your Instagram, the horns and everything, and I saw the tooth video, and you said you woke up like, yeah, boy, I Flavor Flav. But like, despite all that, all like the happiness in your life, what's the one thing that you'll fight for?
My friends and my family. Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing. I mean, to me, family is, that's the thing that strikes a nerve with me, man, is, you gotta fight for your family, you gotta respect your family, and I don't think I'm unique in that way, that's the thing that strikes all of us, that hits us in our core, is our family.
What was it like when you see the movies and you see the troops and you see the people just really like, my screening, it was a standing ovation. So what was that like when you see people's reaction to this movie? Because I thought it was a great film.
Yeah, it's an interesting one because you're not really watching it as an actor. You're just kind of watching it as another human being, as an audience member, and it's very powerful and it can be quite upsetting.
I loved it. It was funny and it was sad at the same time. The scene where you guys were all hunkered on under the rock. I think you just got attacked for the first time.
It was emotional though. It was an emotional experience, and I remember there were a couple of Navy SEALs on set, and after we shot that scene, I saw one of them walk off, and he had to be by himself for a little while. And I was like, man, this is real for these guys. They see that, and it triggers really painful memories of what happened to them, and it was really sad. It was sad, knowing that. Even shooting that scene, knowing that Danny's mother, Cindy, is going to watch that scene, and his family, and just how hard that must have been for him, and but what he fought for and what he died for was for the country, and that's what he felt strongly about. He's doing this for his country, and we live in a really cynical age where people can really dismiss that easily, but there's really something powerful about making that commitment.
When I was like, why do people have an issue with not even
Your
just
person you went with had an issue?
it was just turned into a conversation about interracial dating.
That's good.
and-
Yeah.
It's good
Well,
that it
that's
prompted
good.
a
It
conversation.
should-
I've been doing it so long that I really have gotten past trying to anticipate what people gonna